I think a decent defense would deter already any moves from the People's Liberation Army or the Chinese Navy. Would you think this would be serve as a deterrent?
Yes, Mr. President. No defense, a little defense is better than no defense at all. So if China is this high, President, we are here. If we spend more money, we will elevate ourselves at this point. Then this is better than
No defense at all.
this level, Mr. President.
Just my question, what would be the effects, especially now with the current circumstances that we have now, that the dispute in the West Philippine Sea, we know that we have a claim in the West Philippine Sea. Of course, we are up against a superpower. So, what would be the effect if we are not able to implement Horizon 3 as scheduled, Mr. President?
Well, unluckily, Mr. President, we expect for the worst. If we are attacked by a superpower, our defense is a token if we are attacked because of lack of modernization under Horizon 3. So
Yes,
we hope that we can be supported.
Probably it will only take a few hours kung wala tayong Horizon 3, those on the wish list.
We can give them a fair, good fight, Mr. President, knowing the capability and yung spirit of our fighting troops. Kayang-kaya natin lumaban hanggat maubos tayo, Mr. President. What is happening around the West Philippine Sea, Mr. President? The incident, the stand-up incident between Vietnam and China, and which resulted to the massacre of the Vietnamese troops who did not back down from the threats coming from China. God forbid, Mr. President, it will not happen to our Marines manning the barko natin?
Ayungin.
Sierra Madre.
In the Ayungin
Because
Shoal.
I'm sure those Marines will not back out because they have nothing, no space to back out, Mr. President.
Because the ship doesn't run.
No space, so
No space.
they will fight to the last. I'm sure our Marines will.
First of all, I'd like to thank the defense officials who are here, from our Secretary of National Defense, our Chief of Staff, and the rest of the... I ask for your indulgence. Talagang itong budget season, we just have to finish it. Kanina umaga pa ako dito. Pagdating ko, bagong ahit ako ngayon, may balbas na ako. But that's how it is. We just have to finish because we know how sensitive your positions are, and you are in charge of the security and the defense of and the protection of the Filipino people. Anyway, as the strong supporter of the AFP modernization from way back, I would like to again support of course the efforts, especially from the Horizon 1, Horizon 2, and now Horizon 3. But this representation would like to ask the status so that we would know how we would be able to augment. The budget, for the record, Madam President, of the AFP modernization was slashed by 10 billion when it reached the Senate. But at this point, this early, the Senate already added 17 billion. But we would want to ask what else is needed so that we can close the gap. No? Alam ko, medyo nahuli tayo sa schedule natin because of budget limitations, Mr. President. Nahuli po yung Horizon 2 and also na Horizon 3. So probably, my first question would be, what is the status now of Horizon 2 of the AFP modernization, which should have been completed by
This year.
No, dapat tapos na ang Horizon 2, but I'd like to ask, nasa na ba tayo? What percentage already? How many projects completed overall? And the amount, probably.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. For Horizon 2, out of the 102 projects under Horizon 2, only 15 projects were completed, while 42 projects are ongoing implementation. Unfortunately, as of November 10, 2022, there are 45 unfunded projects under Horizon 2. To fully fund the 45 aforementioned projects, we need 299.118 billion pesos, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Horizon 2 is, I was going through that. I would not discuss it in details, but looking at what contains in Horizon 2 is more for our internal defense. Am I correct?
Mr. President, it's a minimum credible defense, meaning it is fully mission capable for territorial defense in West Philippine Sea. Horizon 1 po yung
Isa internal.
internal.
Yes, Horizon 2 is the minimum capable.
Minimum capable.
That means at least meron na tayong mga new squadron supersonic aircraft
Supposedly.
pa ngayon, and yung mga frigates natin and corvettes, no? We're
Yes,
already
Mr.
delivered.
President.
But that means that's the minimum decent defense that we can put up.
Yes po, Mr. President.
With Horizon 3, Mr. President, I think that would already be an advanced stage already. Kumbaga, ito na yung mga suntok sa buwan na talagang panaginip natin for our armed forces, no? Of course, there will be I have seen the wish list, no? I think this is more really for external defense already, no? At least kahit papaano, we will have a decent armed forces that can defend our airspace, our territorial waters from possible invasion, no? So andito po 'yon, no? And that would probably how long would it take, Mr. President, the Horizon 3, how many years would it take for it to be completed?
Supposedly, Mr. President, based on the timeline, it shall take 5 years from 2023, next year, up to 2027. That's the timeline for Horizon 3, Mr. President.
That is if we are able to fund Horizon 3.
Precisely, Mr. President.
Just my question, what would be the effects, especially now with the current circumstances that we have now, that the dispute in the West Philippine Sea, we know that we have a claim in the West Philippine Sea. Of course, we are up against a superpower. So, what would be the effect if we are not able to implement Horizon 3 as scheduled, Mr. President?
Well, unluckily, Mr. President, we expect for the worst. If we are attacked by a superpower, our defense is a token if we are attacked because of lack of modernization under Horizon 3. So
Yes,
we hope that we can be supported.
Probably it will only take a few hours kung wala tayong Horizon 3, those on the wish list.
Well, we have discussed that earlier, Mr. President, that in case of attack, if the attack is really very widespread and relentless, then maybe it will take us only for our infantry forces, Mr. President, because we expect that ang ating air power ay medyo mababa pa at yung ating maritime assets ay kulang. So, nag-rely muna tayo dito sa ating infantry, Mr. President, and I think I'm constrained to tell you hanggang kailan tayo maglalas, Mr. President, because we are opening our
That's classified
information, Mr. President. But we can give them a fair, good fight, Mr. President, knowing the capability and yung spirit of our fighting troops. Kayang-kaya natin lumaban hanggat maubos tayo, Mr. President.
And likewise, Mr. President, because of the success of the armed forces recently against the insurgents, and there's considering that the problem in Mindanao is slowly, the conflict in Mindanao is not anymore as dangerous. So, Horizon 3 means that we will now be concentrating on our external defense, meaning strengthening our air assets and our naval force.
Yes,
Like-
Mr. President.
Yes, I'm going through this is confidential. Of course, we would not, as what Senator Cayetano said, that we cannot divulge, no, because we will be opening ourselves, no, to possible adversaries. But anyway, the way I see it, it's called, of course, this is really for defense, no. I think this will be a deterrent in any case there's an air attack. In case there is a naval armada that would come try to attack the country, and knowing that our country is an archipelago. It's really difficult, no? Because of our vast coastline. We really have to strengthen our naval force and our air assets, and also our monitoring and radar systems, no? So that we can really protect our territory. My question is, Mr. President, that kung hindi po natin matutuloy itong Horizon 3, talagang, I mean, kung hindi natin mailalagyan ng pondo, talagang magiging, ano tayo, vulnerable, ika nga, no? But, you know, Mr. President, we have a conflict in the West Philippine Sea, that's already a given, but, you know, other countries like Vietnam also is a claimant, Indonesia, and they are also third world countries just like us. We can, you know, that China is a superpower. We cannot match them. No? But, Mr. President, from what I know, there's information that the Vietnamese Navy, no matter how small, but they stand up. No? Talagang tumitindig sila in protecting their territorial waters. And from information, pag sila po ay talagang tumindig, medyo nire-respeto, nagba-back off din ang Chinese Navy. Is this correct, Mr. President?
Yes, based on reports, Mr. President, all these happenings were covered by the media, and it's all were reported in the media. So we know of what is happening around the West Philippines, Mr. President. The incident, the stand-up incident between Vietnam and China, and which resulted to the massacre of the Vietnamese troops who did not back down from the threats coming from China. God forbid, Mr. President, it will not happen to our Marines manning the barko natin?
Ayungin.
Sierra Madre.
In the Ayungin
Because
Shoals.
I'm sure those Marines will not back out because they have nothing, no space to back out, Mr. President.
Because the ship doesn't run.
No space, so
No space.
they will fight to the last. I'm sure our Marines will stand to the last.
No, the reason I brought this up, Mr. President, is that from what I gathered also, because the Vietnamese also do not back down, minsan talagang umaatras din, no? Because nakikita ng Chinese Navy na na pumapalag ito, hindi rin nila tinutuloy. So, probably, Mr. President, ang punto ko, my point is that if we have a decent naval force, no, kahit pa paano, we know we cannot match China. It's a superpower. We may have, probably, even if we purchase 12 new squadron of aircraft, probably have 30, kahit maging 30 pang ating aircraft, they would probably have 500, no? If we have, but I think a decent defense would deter already any moves from the People's Liberation Army or the Chinese Navy. Would you think this would be serve as a deterrent?
Yes, Mr. President. You know, no defense, a little defense is better than no defense at all.